stop. Hello, people of the interwebs. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail of this video, it is time to finally test out the suspension, STi Brembo conversion, and upgraded wheels and tires on Forester Gump over here. And thanks to Simply Safe for sponsoring this video, because we all know this was not a cheap upgrade to do the Forester. So there'll be more on that here in a few. Last week, I got the Forester up on a lift, and my friend Brandon and I dialed in the coilovers on here and actually brought the rear down quite a bit. Yes, that is a wheel gap, and it will remain that way. I had no intention on slamming this thing on the ground. I enjoy driving my cars, and the way this is set up, it is a nice blend between performance and still being practical on the street. These right here are the alignment specs I went with. I have 1.6 degrees negative camber all the way around. That is about the maximum you can do without doing an upgraded camber plate in the front. Keep in mind this is a street vehicle, not a race car. Also did a minor tweak on the toe settings, front and rear. And this is actually where it was with just installing all the parts and no alignment whatsoever. It was way out of whack. There is one last thing I need to do before I drive this thing. We better try it. Officially the easiest brakes ever to change on a vehicle. These guys are right here. I'm using an old Dremel bit to push the pin out. It works really good. There we go, pad. That's what I'm talking about. They included some free lube. I went with the DBA Street Performance Brake Pad because I have DBA rotors and I want my to match, as well as I hate brake dust. And my phone just dinged. I gotta pop my reservoir cap off so that way I don't accidentally overfill it, because I gotta squeeze the pistons in on the calipers. My new brake pads smell like maple syrup. I don't think they're supposed to. Get in there. There you go. They even included a bag of new cotter pins, but it's really strange because there's teeth marks on the bag, like something was chewing on it, and there's no animals in this garage, and I am not that hungry. Go in your home, cotter doodle. In case you missed the video where I did the Brembo conversion on this, I haven't even driven it 50 miles yet with these new rotors, so that's why I'm not doing anything. I'm just swapping out pads. They should be good to go. I just noticed that I matched the lights with my top today. That was not intentional, but it happened. The brakes are done also, by the way. I gotta bring the MR2 back in here though, because there's no point in me testing out this Forester in the dark. There's a cricket like right over here by my foot. When I came out here, he was super loud, and I sat down the car and it stopped. There it is. I haven't really had much time to drive the MR2 lately. I need to start driving it a little bit more. Is it just me, or is anyone else's eyes water from air conditioning in cars? Mine just like started getting really watery. Anyway, it's time to do a shakedown run with the Forester. get these brake pads bedded in first. There's various methods of bedding in new brake pads, and regardless of how I tell you I'm going to do it, I'm sure someone out there is going to disagree with me, but this is what I have always done, and it has always worked. Never had any issues whatsoever. 20 miles an hour right here, and then come to a stop. Go 30 this time. And there goes everything else I had on the seat. About 45 or so, and come to a stop. About 50. Ooh. Now I'll do some 55 down to about 15 or so, 20. Back up. Another one at 55. Down to about 15. I'm sure there's a pedantic YouTube certified keyboard mechanic out there that's going to disagree, but I say this is good enough to do a shakedown run. I have 63 miles now since these pads are put on, and it feels solid. And tomorrow in this video, I want to do a 60 to 0 measuring test as best as I can. I don't have any like electronic way of measuring it, but we'll just kind of see what this thing will do. Repeated stops from 60 to 0. The road noise on these Bridgestone S007A tires is not bad. I actually think it's a little bit less than the OE tires. Oh my, are you serious? Oh my God. The steering is so much more responsive. Like the second you move the wheel off of center, this thing just wants to dart. It wants to go in that direction. Is stupid. This is stupid. Driving this thing at like 4/10 right now is like what this thing used to be at 8/10. I'm not even gonna say how fast that was going around those corners. I'm not doing this just because this is my vehicle. This is incredible. I can't believe that this is a Forester. Shakedown number 1 complete. Now I got to work some stuff. I do it again today, but it's kind of a far drive to film both of this in one day. 85, 80, there we go. I'm kind of insane for doing this in white shorts and a yellow top that I really don't want to get dirty. Yep, tight. And now it's time for a word from our sponsor, Simply Safe. I lucked out because Simply Safe reached out to me while it just so happened I was searching for new home security systems because I was thinking about leasing a shop or potentially moving. Simply Safe provides effective, reliable method of monitoring your home, and it is a DIY friendly system with no contract. And with that, you get 24/7 around the clock coverage, and the monitoring center will alert the police if anything is detected. They have a wide variety of sensors that you can use to monitor your home, from HD cameras, a doorbell camera, a smart door lock, carbon monoxide, smoke detectors, freeze sensors, water sensors, glass break sensors, regular little door sensors, motion sensors. There's sensors for days. You can set these systems up within an hour. However, because I filmed some of this stuff and I have extreme OCD and I was removing an old system and installing a new system, it took me 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Garage. Entry sensor.
It's as simple as going online, configuring the system the way you see fit for your home. It's delivered to your front doorstep. I was a huge fan of the base station that comes with this system because it's cute, it glows colors, and it makes nice little chimes when you open and close doors. Whereas my old system sounded like an 8-bit Nintendo hooked up to a megaphone. If you guys watching are interested to secure your home, your business, or your shed, whatever you want to put a security system on, The link is down in the video description below, as well as at the end of this video. I will put it up on the screen again for you guys so you can get down the information on where to purchase your system. Hi, it's tomorrow or today or something. So yesterday's Shakedown revealed only 2 complaints that I have. Everything else was a win, 99% win. But there's obviously going to be something that went wrong from modifying a car, because that's how it happens when you modify cars. So this little rubber weather stripping right here on the rear door, if you open it, you can see that its sole purpose is actually rubbing on the tire under the most extreme severe bumps in the road. I mean, like nailing a dip in the road at 60 miles an hour, just coming down into it, it'll rub just barely. The reason for that is that the factory rear spring rates on this SJ Generation Forester XT is 230 pound-force inch. And these HKS Hipermax 4s, it is 224 pound-force inch in the rear. So they're slightly softer, as well as the vehicle being lower, hence why this is happening. It's kind of a double-edged sword though, because I love the way it rides. I hate when you lower a vehicle and it's bouncy and just harsh and annoying to ride in. This is actually comfortable. It rides like stock. It's just in those rare situations in the rear end. All right, enough yapping. It's time to do some brake tests. So this tall yucca plant right here is going to be my reference point for doing these stops. I need to walk across this road and place a rock on the other side just for measuring. I gotta go 119 feet out. Ouch, thorns. Stopping rock, 0. 24 feet, 48 feet, 72 feet, 96 feet, 120 feet. So 1 foot before here is factory, 119 feet from 60 to 0. So I got 120 feet measured out. And in case you're wondering about other cars, I've been out here 45 minutes and I've seen 1 car. So keep in mind, I am not Motor Trend or Car and Driver, so I don't have a team of people or scientific data to perform these measurements. I'm using rocks and a tape measure. Where is my yucca plant? There it is. All right. Ready? Ooh. And stop. Ooh. And stop. Ooh. Last stop. Now. Ooh. Oh yeah, you can feel the heat coming off these rotors. They have a little bit of a coppery bluish hue to them now. Looks like they got some heat in them. There's a rock stuck to the inside of the wheel. My tires are so sticky right now. There's little pebbles sticking to them and like flinging everywhere. All right, it's time to go check the rocks. So you can see right here, there's little marks where the tar is getting tore up. And that is like, it's a little bit past where the rock is, so it's stopping a little late, but that's pretty good. So here was my 120 foot reference point. This is my actual first stop that I did. This way back here was my second stop, and then my third and my fourth stop. So and yes, I cleaned up my mess. I didn't leave rocks on the side of the road because I'm a nice person. How highly intelligent of me today to wear all black while doing this outside. Smart. Ooh, look at that. Look how sticky these tires are. Jeez. Good job, Gump. Good job. To make things easier, I'm gonna round this to the nearest inch because this isn't gonna be highly accurate anyway. And also, I don't have a metric tape measure, so I'm sorry that this is an SAE. So we have 115 feet, 112 feet, 111 feet, and 103 feet. I think the 103 feet was either accurate stopping and the other ones were all late because I think I was braking a little late, or it was a little early. But whatever, we're gonna get the average of all 3 of these. That comes to a grand total of an average of 110.25 feet. So which is say 8 3/4 of an inch shorter than OEM stopping distance, which is a huge improvement. And as far as brake fade goes, I mean, it was really consistent every time I did that stop. I didn't feel like the brakes were getting hot. There was no mushiness to the pedals, so I need some sharps. I don't even know if it's worth trimming. It's not damaging the tire whatsoever. It's just barely touching. Is it touching on the metal? No? I have to cut this nice and straight. I don't want it to look ratchet and jagged. I have too much OCD for that. Yeah, that's nice and smooth. I think that's it. It doesn't look like... Oh yeah, it's rubbing right here too. I think that'll work. I just trimmed off like 1/8 of an inch on there. It was just barely touching, so if I really wanted to, I could probably see if HKS or maybe Swift makes a different spring for the rear to change the spring rate, but I really like the way it rides and performs, so I don't think I really want to screw with it. I don't know. It's just barely rubbing, I think, like right here, because there's no paint wore off on this right here, so I don't think it's hitting there. It can't be hitting there because this is way further in than that mark, and I don't think the wheel would come in that much. I hate being such a perfectionist. No one is going to pay attention whether this is perfectly tapered or not. I don't know why I'm wasting so much time on it. I think that side's good too. See? Just a little piece. That's all I needed to cut off of there. I was trying to make it do it on camera, but like I said, it's like extreme situations where you'll just hear a little in the back. So I almost completely forgot the preload on here that's set to an 1/8 inch of preload all the way around squared. And as far as the ride height goes, that is also squared. It's equal ride height, front to rear, left to right. I'm trying not to forget anything because I know you guys are going to have questions in the comments section. But as far as the bump steer correction kit that there's no way you can possibly see from underneath here, I thought you'd be able to. There, now you can see it. The bump steer correction kit eliminated 100% of the bump steer that I noticed as soon as I put the coilovers on. It was definitely effective, so I recommend it on these SJs if you plan on lowering one. I better not leave my wheel cut like that or else I'm gonna drive into the wall. Oh, this thing's heavy to turn. Wide meets. There you go. So that's it. Next thing you're gonna see on the Gump here as far as major upgrades go is gonna have to happen once I have a shop of my own and room to do it, because I need a wrecked VA Gen STi or WRX so I can do this manual conversion the right way. Same way I did these brakes, all factory Subaru parts. I got some major upgrades for this thing right here that are gonna be happening pretty soon, but I'm gonna make sure I have all the parts ready before I start working on it. And trust me, this one will be good. So that's a wrap. Thanks again, Simply Safe, for sponsoring this video, and there's a link down below in the video description and on the screen that you're gonna see here if you guys are interested. And I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.